Dick, the pattern repeats every 3 devices, I said, my vision still overlaid with the crystalline lattice that showed me the truth beneath the Joker's chaos. He built redundancy into the system, but it's elegant, mathematical. The 4th, 7th, 10th, 13th, they're all keystones. 3 minutes, 52 seconds. Dick straightened from the 14th device, his face sheened with sweat despite the February cold seeping through the warehouse's broken windows. Keystones! Renee, I don't. Trust me. I moved closer, Selina shadowing my steps. The hostages watched with the desperate hope of the condemned. Go to device 17, the one attached to Mrs. Chen from the laundromat. He hesitated only a heartbeat before moving, his circus-trained grace carrying him across the processing floor. I followed, seeing the device's structure bloom into clarity as I approached, not just wires and circuit boards, but the underlying logic, the pattern that connected it to all the others. Blue wire, 3rd from the left, I said. Don't cut it, trace it to the junction. Dick's fingers moved with practiced precision. Got it. It splits into 2 paths. Ignore the upper path, it's a false lead. The lower one connects to a mercury switch hidden in the casing's base. I could see it through the metal, a small glass tube that would complete the circuit if tilted wrong. You need to stabilize the mercury first. How? His voice stayed level, professional, but I heard the thread of fear underneath. 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Selina, I said, your whip. I need you to create a support structure under the device. No movement, no vibration. Can you do that? She didn't question it, just uncoiled her whip with a practiced snap. The leather wound around the base of the device, then extended to a support beam, creating a stable cradle. Done. Dick, now. Compress the green wire against the positive terminal for exactly 3 seconds, then release and cut the blue wire. That'll complete the circuit. Bruce's voice crackled through the comm, uncertain. For 3 seconds, yes. It'll trigger a diagnostic pulse that resets the mercury switch's sensitivity threshold. After that, the blue wire becomes inert. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Dick met my eyes across the device. I saw him make the choice to trust me, to trust the sight I'd been given. His fingers moved, compress, hold. The device emitted a soft beep, release, cut. The blue wire parted with a whisper of sound. Device 17 went dark. And simultaneously, devices 8, 11, and 20 went dark too. 4 down at once, Dick breathed. The keystones. Every third one controls a cluster. I was already moving toward the next position, my vision swimming with geometric certainty. Device 22 next, the man in the Gotham Knights jersey. 2 minutes, 14 seconds. 9 devices remaining. We fell into a rhythm, the 3 of us moving like we'd trained together for years instead of weeks. I called out the patterns, which wires fed into mercury switches, which ones were connected to pressure sensors, which ones were purely decorative misdirection meant to waste time. Dick's hands translated my sight into action. Selina provided support, stabilization, once even using her athletic grace to catch a device that started to slip from its mounting. 1 minute, 38 seconds. 3 devices left. These 3 are different, I said, the crystalline lattice showing me a tighter integration, a more vicious logic. They're linked directly to the central hub. We can't disarm them sequentially. Simultaneously, Selina asked. I nodded. 1 person per device. Same action, same moment. Dick, you take the one on the left. Selina, the middle. I'll handle the right. 1 minute, 9 seconds. Bruce's voice came through sharp with concern. Renee, if you're wrong. I'm not wrong. I can see it, Bruce. The pattern, the structure, the truth underneath the chaos. This is what the angels meant. This is sight without cost. We positioned ourselves, each at our assigned device. I walked the hostage at mine, a teenager named Marcus who worked at the bodega, through staying calm, staying still. Dick and Selena did the same with theirs. 47 seconds. I studied the device, let the crystalline overlay show me its secrets. Red wire, I called out. Each of us has a red wire running to a silver terminal. On my mark, we cut them simultaneously. Simultaneously how? Dick asked. We're not synchronized. Selena, I said, count us down. You've got the rhythm from Jeet Kune Do sparring. 3 count, then cut on 1. 31 seconds. Her voice rang out across the processing floor, clear and steady despite the weight of the moment. 3. I positioned my claw, not to inject anesthetic, but to cut, the razor-sharp edge against the red wire's insulation. 2. 23 seconds. My birthday. The number Joker had chosen specifically to torment me, to force me into an impossible choice. But he hadn't counted on unity, on 3 people working as one. 1. 3 wires parted in perfect synchronization. The central hub emitted a harsh electronic whine, then went silent. Every device went dark at once. The timer froze at 17 seconds, then the display died. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Dick checked the nearest device with a voltage meter and looked up, his face breaking into a relieved grin. They're inert, all of them. Renee, you did it. We did it, I corrected, the crystalline overlay fading from my vision like frost melting in sunlight. Unity, remember. Selena was already moving through the hostages, using a multi-tool to cut their bonds. I helped, feeling the weight of the last hour settle onto my shoulders. No reality warping, no cost, just sight and trust and 3 people choosing to work together. Bruce's voice came through the comm, and I heard something in it I rarely heard. Pride. Well done, all of you. Gordon's en route with EMTs. The hostages will be safe. I looked around the processing floor at the 23 people from my neighborhood, Mrs. Chen, Marcus, the others, and felt a fierce gratitude that they'd have birthdays of their own to celebrate. But then I saw it, a playing card tucked under the central hub's display, one I hadn't noticed before. A Joker card with a message scrawled across it in green ink. Very clever, Crimson, but the game's not over. I've got one more birthday surprise for you. Check your apartment. Jay. My blood went cold. My apartment, where I kept my files, my personal effects, the photograph of my parents on my desk. Where the Joker could learn everything about Renee Thomas, not just the Crimson Claw. Bruce, I said quietly, we have a problem.